Hello everyone, I'm Bad Pan. Bad uses Pan as a shield. In this video, we'll be creating a simple yet effective timer in Unity. It's a fantastic tool that I've integrated into my upcoming game. It's actually very easy to implement and actually use. This tutorial is part of a series covering Unity tips and tricks to level up your game development skills. When I publish my retro horror game, it's actually a game with a twist in the story. If you enjoy these types of games, the link to download is in the description. You'll also find all the files used and created in this video on my GitHub with a link in the description as well. If you enjoyed this video, a like, comment, and subscribe would be amazing. With all those being said, let's begin. As I said in the intro, this function is actually used in my own game, the game I'm actually working on, and we're gonna actually check it out inside my game. Let's go ahead and check it out. This is what we'll be creating by the end of the video. When it goes to 30, it will turn red and kind of looking this, and we have a freeze time function as well. When we click on it, changes to blue and the time freezes, and when we click on it again, will actually count down, and when it reaches 0, it will actually do a function that you tell it to do. Now let's go ahead and create it here. So first thing first, we need a text file to show the amount of time remaining. So create a UI canvas. You can make the canvas settings like me, put it on scale with screen size, give your screen size 1920 by 1080 minus 1920 by 1080, put it at 0.5, create a UI legacy text or any type of text you want, because we just want to change the amount inside the code. I'm just going to use a legacy text. I'm going to click on this scene, go to its 2D view, select my text and press F to go to my text. I'm going to zoom out a little bit, and I'm gonna press T to go to this rect tool, and I'm gonna make it like this amount, and I'm gonna put it like here. I'm gonna put it at half. I'm gonna make it like this amount is enough. I'm gonna make it like 25, make it white. 25 is a little, 50 is okay. Put it a little bit down, and I'm gonna also anchor it to the top of the screen. So when the screen size changes, it doesn't actually change. For example, it's gonna be written like this. 65 maybe is okay. I have to make it like a little bit bigger. So that was easy. That was for the editor part. Now we need to go ahead and create the script for it. So I'm just going to create a folder for the script. Again, all the scripts and everything created in this video will be in my GitHub. The link to the files on the GitHub is in the description. You guys can get to them with the link in the description. I'm just going to create a mono behavior script or a normal C# script in any other Unity versions. I have Unity 6 here, so I'm just going to call it timer Unity. You can name it whatever you want. I'm gonna name it timer Unity. Double click to open it up. So before doing anything, we actually need to use a text file in here. To actually use a text file inside this code, we need to reference it to Unity engine.ui. To actually do that, we go up here and say using Unity engine.ui. As easy as that. I'm just gonna open up some space here to add some things here. The first thing I'm gonna add is actually the text. So we're just gonna say public text. I'm just gonna call it timer text. You can name it whatever you want. I'm going to create a public float. I'm going to call it remaining time and make it equal to, for example, 60. I made it public so I can, I made it public in my own game because I want to, access this value from other codes and other scripts. The next thing we want to check is, we want to check if the timer is actually running or not. To know that, we're just going to say public boolean. We need a boolean, and I'm going to call it timer is running. It is equal to false. So the next thing we're gonna add is for the freezing function. So I'm just gonna add a freezing here. And it's actually one simple boolean, public boolean freeze time. Is equal to false by default. But before doing anything, I want to create the actual void, which actually will show us the time and update the time. So I'm just gonna call it void display time. It's gonna take a value of float, and it's gonna take the time to display. I created a void, and if we want to run this void, and if we want to, for example, call it here, what this does inside this parentheses is when you want to call this void, you cannot leave this at empty. As you see, it is giving an error. It actually needs a float value. You have to give it a float value. For example, if I type 12F here, it will be okay. So you have to give it a float value when you ask for it in here. I didn't know it when I first started learning Unity, and when people use it here, I would get confused. So I said, why not explain it here? So inside this void display time, I'm going to zoom a little bit so you guys can actually see it better. I'm going to create a float. I'm going to call it minutes. The minutes is actually equal to mathf dot floor to int remaining time divided by 60. When we have 60 here, 60 divided by 60 is actually 1, so we have 1 minute here. The next thing we're going to create is seconds. So to get the seconds, we're just going to say float seconds mathf dot floor to int time to display 60. That's how to find the minutes and seconds. After finding the minutes and seconds, we have to give them to the timer text that we created up here. We have to give it to this one, To give it to this one in a format we want, we have to say timer text equal to string dot format. Unity actually has something for it. You have to give it its format is like 0, 0, 0 for the minutes. So that is its format, and what we want to put inside these are minutes and seconds. So this one is going to be minutes and this one is going to be seconds. That's how you give it. That's a format inside Unity. You can actually use this format to make it more beautiful. It's actually very easier instead of giving it a lot of lines to actually write it for you. I didn't know that Unity actually had this. I found it out and I actually used it in my own game. So we're going to go ahead and check it out. It's actually very easier to use it this way. We can go ahead and create the check function inside void update to check if we actually need to display the time or not. First, we created a timer is running to check if we can actually run the timer or not. So first we're gonna say if timer is running is equal to true, or timer is running empty. You can use it this way as well, but I'm just gonna use it, make it timer is running is equal to true. So if we can actually start the timer, if the timer is actually running, we just want to check if we can freeze the time or not. So we're just gonna say if freeze time is equal to false, we're gonna do this. Else if freeze time is actually equal to true, we're gonna do this. First we're gonna check if the time is bigger than 0. So first we're gonna say if remaining time, the time we created, is bigger than 0. So if the remaining time is bigger than 0, so it needs to decrease until it reaches 0. If it is actually bigger than 0, I want the color to be white, so I'm just gonna say timer text dot color equal to color dot white. We go ahead and actually decrease the remaining time. So when it is 60 and it comes in here, it is actually 59. So remaining time minus equal time dot delta time. This time dot delta time, it decreases it by 1 each second. So remaining time is 59. After 1 second, it is 58. Next time, what we want to do is we want to call our void, the void we create, display time here. We want to call it, so we say display time. And for the value it needs inside, we're just going to give the remaining time. So right now we're gonna create to make it red, for example, lower than 30 seconds. That's how I used it in my own game. So we're just gonna say if remaining time is less or equal to 30 and freeze time is equal to false and the time is not frozen, we can go ahead and change the color to red. So timer text dot color equal to color dot red. But if the timer is less than 0, we're just gonna say else and open some brackets here. In this case, I'm just gonna say debug.log time has run out. We make the remaining time equal to 0, so it doesn't introduce any bugs. We stop the timer from running, so timer is running equal to false. We want the timer to stop running, and we just don't want it to call this function again and again and again, because if we don't add it here, it's gonna call this, write this time has run out, for example, million times. But if we put it here, it's just gonna write it once, so you have to put it here to stop it from, calling this function again and again. And after it's been done, we're just gonna say display time, and inside here, we're just gonna have to give it the remaining time again. So that was for the time not being frozen. But if the time is frozen, with the things said above, creating the frozen time is actually very easy. We're just gonna say timer text dot color dot blue, for example. I want to give it a blue color. Then we want to display the time and give it the remaining time. And that's the freeze time. So when the time is frozen, it makes it blue and it shows the text, and it's not going to decrease it anymore because we said if freeze time is equal to false, we just decrease it. If it is equal to true, we won't decrease it anymore. So this is actually how to do it. We created it. We can go ahead and check it out. I'm just going to create an empty object. I'm going to call it timer. I'm going to give my code to this empty object. I can drag and drop it here to hold my code. It needs a text file. I'm just going to give it the text we created, this second text. I want it to start at, for example, 40 seconds. You can change the value from here, 40 seconds. We can actually go ahead and check it out. It's actually at 0. When I click on this timer is running, it starts decreasing from this until it reaches 30 seconds. Then it's gonna turn red. As you see, it turned red. And when I click on this freeze time, as you see, the amount is not decreasing anymore and it's stuck on blue. And when I click on it again, it starts counting down again. So we're gonna wait until it reaches 0. As you see, the time has run out and the debug.log time has run out has been written only once. as we said here. So that was how to create a simple timer in Unity. I actually used it in my own game. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, the life would be amazing. You can subscribe to see more content like this. You can tell me any opinions, any comments, or anything you want to say in the comment section. I would be very happy to answer them. Hope all the best for you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.